between the dogs. And I must cause, is it against the law for me to get bored? I need a good friend and a glass of wine. Someone to say it's gonna be alright. A good friend and a glass of wine. A little pick me up to get me through the night. Don't change and we never cry. The kind of love your money can't buy. Every now and then, every now and then, every girl needs a good friend and a glass of wine. I don't need a jet off on a vacation for a week. Oh no. I'd be happy to have a happy hour. When I'm tired and I'm fried, it gets me right back on my feet. Yeah, any kind of red or white, a little sister time. It's every smart girl's secret. A good friend and a glass of wine. Someone to say it's gonna be alright. A good friend and a glass of wine. A little pick me up and get me through the night. Don't change and we never cry. The kind of love that money can't buy. Every now and then, every now and then, every girl needs a good friend and a glass of wine. Oh yeah. Good friend and a glass of wine. Someone to say it's gonna be alright. A good friend and a glass of wine. A little pick me up to get me through the night. Some change and we never cry. The kind of love your money can't buy. Every now and then, every now and then, every girl needs. Every now and then, every now and then, every girl needs a good friend and a glass of wine. A good friend and a glass of wine. Don't it know that every girl needs a good friend and a glass of wine?
Thank you, LeAnn. Good friend and a glass of wine. I can relate. I think every girl watching can relate to that song. And that's something else new from F04117, LeAnn's brand new CD called Family. And again, a reminder, and we're going to talk about this bonus disc here for a second. You get a bonus disc with this. We're calling this a dual disc, which you can only get on QVC. If you wait till after October 8th and go get this at the record store, you're going to find a great CD in here. But just the one, you will get two. It's a dual disc if you ordered from us for that great price of under $20. Let's talk about that bonus, because we already sang Blue. We talked about Blue a little bit. And she's, by the way, she is going to sing How Do I Live before the end of this show. So we'll talk about that coming up as well. That is considered one of the 20 biggest records of all time.
Wow.
An amazing record. And that's saying a lot. It also holds the record for the most weeks on the Billboard Hot 100, which is huge. Let's talk about a couple of the other things. Weight of Love is on there, and doesn't Keith Urban do a guitar solo in that song?
Yes, he does. He actually plays guitar on that.
Was that from your last album?
It was. It was from this woman. It's one of my absolute favorite songs. I just love it. It's just, it's a really passionate song. So yeah, I'm so glad that we got to include it in this disc.
Yeah, that's really exciting. And again, that's on the bonus, so you won't get that unless you get it from us. I Fall to Pieces. Wow, I can't, you know, I have never heard you sing that.
Oh, really?
And I know you're so big on Patsy Cline, and that was one of her big hits.
It is, and I did a classics album a few years ago, and that was one of the songs that was on it, and one of the covers. And yeah, I've grown up singing every single one of her songs, so one of my favorites.
She's amazing. Well, so are you, and you have the perfect voice for it.
Thanks.
And then you have, actually, How Do I Live was written by Diane Warren, and then you have another Diane Warren song on the bonus.
Yes.
But I Do Love You. Tell us about that.
Yeah, But I Do Love You was a cut that is off of the Coyote Ugly soundtrack that I did a few years back.
In which movie she starred and played herself, by the way.
Yes, I did. I got to dance on a bar at 17, so my mom was very happy that it was just, you know, in the movie and not in real life. But yeah, I did all of the music for the Coyote Ugly soundtrack and had so much fun with that. Diane Warren wrote every single song for that soundtrack, and that's just one of them.
Yeah, that's
one of my favorites.
Those 5 are just on the bonus, which you get only here at QVC. So if you are, you know, LeAnn Rimes collector, this is the one to get, because it's collectible, and It's some of your biggest hits plus all your new songs
Yes.
together, so it's really cool. Let's talk about some of the new songs. You've sung some of them. We've talked about a few others. The title track, Family, what's that all about?
Family is really very much about my life. I mean, it is a very personal song, but you know, I have been through some very public ups and downs with my family, and I felt like for me, it was for me and for everyone else, this is kind of a clarification song in a way of, hey, this is what we've been through, but we've come through it on the other side as a strong family, and they're my blood, and no matter what, I still love them. And I say that this song is for anybody out there who's really honestly willing to admit they have some kind of dysfunctional family. You know, because I mean, we all have it somewhere in our family.
We sure do.
And I really do believe that people can completely relate to the title track.
Yeah. Well, you've also got two duets, and I wanted to ask you about those because you've got one with John Bon Jovi and another one with Reba McEntire.
Yes.
So are these two folks that you've always been a fan of and you've always wanted to sing with, or how'd that come about?
Yeah, Reba definitely was someone that I've always wanted to sing with. She was one of the very first people I listened to, and I watched her on stage going, I want to do that, you know? And I've had so many opportunities to work with her, and she called for me to do a duet with her on her duet record, and I said, yeah, absolutely. I jumped at the chance. So just loved working with her. And then John and all the guys in the band are just so wonderful. And we have the same producer, Dan Huff, and Dan called one day and said they have this song that they'd like for you to listen to. And I love the song, and our voices sound really good together. There's this kind of, he's got that kind of rock, very gruff voice, and I have this pretty, you know, kind of soulful voice. So they sound really good together. I'm proud of both of the duets.
Oh, and besides that, he's really good looking.
Yeah, he is. He looks great.
Just a little bonus.
He really does. I've had so many women that are so jealous that I got to, you know, sing with him.
Well, you know, Bon Jovi actually performed on QVC before too, which
really?
is kind of
He's a doll.
All comes around.
He's a doll.
So, again, to remind everybody, what we're talking about is the new CD, Family, from LeAnn. It's coming out October 8th. It'll ship to you. This is an advance purchase today, advance order. If you get it for under $20 here at QVC, you also get a 5-track bonus disc, which we just talked about, plus all the great 14 new songs from LeAnn, including those 2 duets, including Family, including the song she's been performing, and many others which we haven't yet had a chance to talk about. So we're going to come back. You're going to sing some more.
Absolutely.
And we need to run back to Studio Park. Right, Jen? All right, we're going to check in and see what's going on back there in the Philadelphia area. Hey, guys.
Just kind of roll with it.
We're talking about doing live TV. Never a dull moment. If you could see what happens when we go away from the live shot, everyone's running around and doing everything. And you know, they have to do a lot more to my face than they do to hers, so that takes a while. All right, so let's talk about Dean for another second. You guys lived in LA like I did for a long time, and then you just moved, what, 2 years ago to Nashville?
Actually, almost 5 years ago now.
So why'd you move, and do you like it better?
I do. I love it. We wanted to get away from, I think, the whole business side of things. And even though there's, you know, music in Nashville and there's the business around, I feel like we can kind of get away from it a little bit more. And it was people, you know, we had photographers following us and people running through, you know, going through our trash. And it's just not the way I want to raise kids one day. And like, so we just decided we needed to move somewhere a little bit quieter.
And I find this, I've got family in the South too, and you're from the South. People in the South are so nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I missed
You're
it.
kind of surrounded by the country music industry there too, so
absolutely.
Like
I mean,
family all over.
There's great. I mean, we live in the best town for music, and I really, my family's around, Dean's family's around, and it's a good place to live. And
I hear you've written in the past. You've written 3 children's books, which is something else people might not even know about you. I don't know when you had time to do that, but that's pretty cool.
Dean and I co-wrote the books together. Jag and Jag's New Friend were the 2 that were out. We finished a 3rd one that will hopefully be out soon. But yeah, they're so much fun. I just love doing it. And it all started with just an idea of, hey, we want to write a book for maybe our child one day as just for fun. And then they got published, and it was really fun. I love it.
That's great. Well, I want to ask you more about kids, but let's talk about the song you're going to sing now. It's called What I Cannot Change.
This song is such a gift. I wrote this with my very good friend Daryl Brown, and we wrote this on a really tough day I was having, and we honestly, the verses are what came out of my mouth that day, and the chorus is, I guess, my version of the Serenity Prayer in a way, and I truly believe every single person has experienced this in their life or some part of it, and it touches me to see people that are moved by it. I've been moved to tears many times on my show, just seeing people, you know, how deeply they're touched by it. So it's an incredible song. I'm so proud of it. I really am.
All right, well, let's hear it. This is again
absolutely.
from Family, from LeAnn Rhymes. She's going to sing for us live. This is What I Cannot Change.